$500,000 wedding to an NBA star called off just days before the big day and plastered all over the tabloids. Was she really jilted by email? She sets the record straight in a GMA exclusive.
Well, it was such a tabloid fury here in New York. The headlines had things like dumped at the altar by email. Is that what really happened? We're talking, of course, about Keisha Nichols, and she had been engaged to NBA star Richard Jefferson. She's going to set the record straight this morning, not only about what happened, but the lessons that you've learned. Keisha Nichols, Richard Jefferson, a beautiful couple. She, a basketball sideline dancer. He, a basketball star.
Jefferson!
They met, fell in love, traveled the world. He proposed. The wedding was said to be a lavish affair in New York City's Mandarin Oriental. What we read in the papers next was unimaginable, that he had broken up by email, didn't notify guests. A $2 million wedding was wasted? What really happened inside this broken relationship? It reminded us of the heartbreak we've seen before. Nicole Cantos in her wedding gown, outside, waiting to walk up the aisle. Word comes from the best man that the groom is on a plane to London.
Dare you not call earlier today?
Her family, not pleased.
Where the hell have you been all day?
Why? What's wrong? What's wrong?
But all we know this morning in the case of Keisha Nichols and Richard Jefferson is what he said in a call to Howard Stern.
We had broken up and gotten back together so many times that I didn't want to make this decision and then 2 days later say, okay, look, I'm sorry. It was a decision that I had to make and stick by it.
What we've not heard is her side of the story until now. And Keisha Nichols joins us this morning, and it's good to have you here.
Thank you. Good morning.
You said something, I was telling you earlier, that made me stop. You said, when you're heartbroken, just dance. Dance again. You're going to be fine.
Yes, ma'am. That's my philosophy. Just keep dancing through life. No matter what you're handed, you know, just pick up the pieces and keep going and just keep dancing.
And the biggest lesson you've learned, you can't love someone into loving you back.
Yes. You know, they were talking about how much was spent on the wedding and all the lavish things that were involved, but to me, the number one thing was marrying the person that I was in love with. And, you know, I was preparing my life to be with this person forever.
Well, 4 days before the wedding, 4 days it was?
5 days.
5 days
Yes.
before the wedding. You do get an email from him, but you want everybody to know that this had been a troubled weekend. It had been an off and on again weekend.
Yes.
And it wasn't entirely a surprise to you?
No, it wasn't just a troubled weekend. It was a month of 4 funerals that we had to attend between our 2 families and wedding showers and traveling back and forth. But it just all came to a head that weekend, and we had the discussion on Sunday night, and I flew back to New York, and he just confirmed in an email what we had both spoken about the night before.
And then did you talk?
After the email, we did talk for a few hours and, you know, just made sure that we were both at peace with what was going to happen. And, you know, I'll always care about him. He was my best friend for 5 years.